The next one we're going to do is number 43 here. So let's focus in on 43. And again, we're completing the square here. Okay. And if I went through this process with 43, remember, you need to get your constant term to the other side. So I'm going to add 79. I'm going to add 79. So I have m squared minus 2m. I'm going to leave a little space because I am going to, in fact, sometimes I put a blank there, equals, and we have positive 79 over on this side. Okay, so now I go through the completing the square process. I take half of negative 2. So I have negative 2, that's this value. If I take half of it, divide it by 2, it's negative 1, and I square negative 1. Well, that is positive 1. So I want to add 1 here, which means what I do to one side I have to do the other, so I have to add 1 there. Now if you think about what I said on the last example is, what goes in here? Well, I have the m, and whatever I squared to get this, or whatever half of this negative 2 is, which is this number right here, negative 1, that's what's going to go in there. Because if I did m minus 1 squared, m minus 1 times m minus 1, I would get this trinomial for an answer, or this would factor into that. And then on this side I have to combine my 79 and 1, which is 80. Now I do the square root of each side. So that undoes it, gives me m minus 1, positive and negative, square root 80. Now in the example I just did, this was a perfect square. Well, 80 is not a perfect square, but I need to simplify the square root of 80. So if you think about 80 and breaking it down, it's 16 times 5, 4 times 4. Now, 4s could be broken down, but you really have a pair of 4s. That means I could pull a 4 out. So this is going to be positive and negative 4 root 5. And so you need to simplify the radical first. Now, I need to get rid of this. So I'm going to add 1. And this is what I was telling you on the last example. You want to add that in front of the plus minus symbol. So it's m equals 1 plus or minus 4 square root 5. That's one way to leave your answer. Now, technically this means two things. 1 plus 4 square root 5 and 1 minus 4 square root 5. And if you remember, you can't combine these. They're not like terms if you think to what we did in the last unit. And you can write them separately, or you can give me this, which means both of those answers.